So today we're making berry cobbler with blackberries I picked from one of the bushes from the park down the street. You can do it with pretty much any fruit, and even if you don't want to do the syruping process that I do with the fresh berries, you can just use canned fruit and pour it directly on top of your cobbler mix, but I'm going completely from scratch. So you're going to do 4 cups of berries, rinse them, and then you're going to add them to a pot with 1 cup of sugar, and the recipe I saw was also for a tablespoon of lemon juice, but I don't have any lemon juice, so I used vanilla extract instead, which was pretty tasty. And then you're going to want to put that on the stove and boil it until it thickens up a little bit. I should have boiled this a little bit longer because it was still kind of liquidy. Your ingredients along with the 4 cups of berries are going to be salt, flour, vanilla extract, sugar, baking powder, milk, and I put a little bit of cinnamon in too. Okay, and since I only have 9-inch baking tins, I'm using 2 of those. The recipe says a 13 by 9 baking dish, so if you have one bigger one, you won't have to split it in half. You're going to take a stick of butter, and since I'm splitting it in half goes in each pan, and you're just going to melt it on the stove at a very low temperature. And I just did that as I was preparing the batter in the background. So you're going to take your berry and sugar mixture and you're going to put it on the stove. I did like medium-high heat, and you're just going to boil it for a little bit until it thickens up. And I don't really go out of my way to smush the berries to make it a little bit juicier, because they just kind of do it on their own. I try to keep them as whole as I can as I'm stirring it, but it's not too big of a deal either way. And then for the batter, you're gonna do a cup of sugar, pinch of salt, cup of flour, a tablespoon of baking soda, and I also added some cinnamon on top for a little bit extra flavor. And you're gonna mix those dry ingredients before you add a 1/3 cup of milk. And I didn't quite have a third of a cup of milk, so I added some coffee creamer, because I figured that would be tastier than just adding water to. And you're gonna want to kind of, I don't know, I've had different consistencies. I've had it where it's really liquidy, and I've had it where it's more of like a paste, and I don't really think it matters too much. Either way, it kind of turns out about the same. But you definitely don't want it to be this dry. And then you're going to take that batter and you're going to pour it directly on top of your pan with the melted butter in it. Don't mix it in or anything. You're going to want to kind of try and layer it. Kind of spread it around if it's too thick to really spread on its own, so it covers the whole bottom of the pan, but don't mix it. And then you're going to take your boiled berry mixture, your syrupy kind of mixture, and then pour it in really slowly. It's very messy, slower than how I did it. And once again, don't mix it, just pour it on top. And I put mine on top of a baking sheet because, like I said, the recipe was for a bigger pan, so I had my pans overflow a couple times, so I put it on top of a cookie sheet just to catch any drips or overflows. And then I was not smart, and I put the cookie tin pan on the top instead of on the bottom, where it would catch the drippings from both. So if you do have to do that, that one on the bottom. Be smart about it. And you're gonna bake those at 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes. And again, since I cut my recipe in half, I checked it at about 30 minutes just to be sure, because I had done it before with the half recipe at 45 minutes and it ended up super burnt, which, I mean, it was still tasty, but 30 minutes was a whole lot better. And you're basically just gonna bake it until the crust is nice golden brown. You can bake it for a little bit longer if you want it a little bit more crispy, or take it out early if you want it a little bit softer. I tend to like it a little bit burnt and crispy, but this is about perfect right here. right in between. And like I said, I should have boiled my berry mixture a little bit longer to get it a little bit thicker, because the bottom is still a little bit too liquidy, but after it was in the fridge it thickened up, so it was fine. And you're going to want to let it cool, but not too much, because it is really good warm with some ice cream. And I used some toffee vanilla ice cream, which was really good. So that's my berry cobbler recipe. I have other ideas. I have a bunch of Halloween videos that I want to make, so I'm not quite sure if this will be the same kind of format with the voiceover. I think I might just do it more as a video and talk through it. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I had considered doing fursuit baking, but I didn't want to step on Buttercup's toes, and if you guys want some cute fursuit baking videos, go check out Bake Me Up Buttercup, because she's adorable and very good videos, good recipes, very cute. So yeah, be on the lookout. I got some plums from my backyard. There's a plum tree in the apartment complex, so I picked some of those, and I might make something with them, but I don't know if I got quite enough to make an actual pie or anything. I might just eat them as is, but we'll see. So yeah, be on the lookout for Halloween baking videos next. I'm super excited. Thanks for watching.